So I got this new wagon, and yeah, making my life so much easier. Packing and moving in and out of the RV is definitely more enjoyable now. I am so tired. It's only 8:30, but I finally got the RV packed up and headed off on my trip to Colorado from Oregon, and I just feel like worked over by this week. I feel extremely tired. I want to take pictures of the night sky, but at the same time I don't. So I'm probably not going to be out there this evening. I'm just going to really tune in. Where I'm camping, I don't have cell service, so it's kind of nice. I get to do some organizing. It's like packed everything up. Just need to work on getting the space in order for a week of being on the road. So I'm excited to welcome you guys into my little place here in my little mobile home, and hopefully we'll have a good trip. So I'll check in with you tomorrow. Hi. So I just wanted to show you, this is my first use of my Blue Eddy battery, my new little boy, little blue. And yeah, we'll see how it works this evening. This is a hummingbird that I drew. Take a look at that. Love that picture. People have tried to buy it from me, but it's mine. It's my private gallery. I will be headed to bed here soon, but yeah, this is my setup for right now. You can't really see that way. It's pretty dark, but woo-hoo. Show you guys more of it again some other time. We'll get into the details. I'm looking forward to doing some ASMR cooking with me not talking and just cutting things and crunching on little vegetables. Hope you like it. So there is some mint in here. This is Tulsi holy basil. I actually have some regular basil in here as well, quite a bit of it, so I want to make sure I don't get that. I've never had basil, like regular basil tea. I suppose you could drink it. If anybody has, comment below. Yeah, this is sounding like a very nice chill evening, and I'm happy for it. That's my sleepy trying to catch a second wind song. I have been playing mandolin for a very long time, like 24 years, but I could never get good at it because I had a career where I couldn't get calluses on my fingers. So I've put that career on the back burner for now, and I'm pursuing other interests, other passions, going back to some work that I used to do a long time ago. And I'm excited to be able to pursue more music and hopefully progress my skills, because I definitely have plateaued since year 2, I think, just because I couldn't ever play. And I had a very large group of friends when I lived in Alaska that just played bluegrass music, and there were professional musicians that we hung out with, and I just always was sort of significantly overshadowed and just left the playing up to them because they were so good. So I'm looking forward to diving back in, maybe making it more of a thing for me. So we'll see. Little noodles here and there. I was just reflecting on the fact that I am embarking on a new endeavor. I recently went back to an old skill that I used to love to try to make it a career. In the meantime of me trying to find employment with a nonprofit, which is also what I used to do. I worked in environmental policy and regulatory work, and I work for nonprofits in conservation. And then I had a bunch of really crazy stuff happen to me in life, and I needed some space and some time. So I quit that career field and moved on. I was also tapping out with my growth as well there, so it wasn't all just me wanting a change for personal reasons, you know. I really wanted to grow professionally, and I was in a place working in corporate consulting where I wasn't getting that. I had a horrible mentor at the time, and just like very, very low integrity, like one of the worst situations you could be in without someone breaking the law on you. So, yeah, I mean, it was legitimate moving on and choosing a different career path for a while. But now I'm trying to get back into where I left because I still have passions for those things and I legitimately enjoy them. I was working in integrative health consulting for a long time, and then unfortunately with the pandemic that we went through, I couldn't support myself financially. I was getting sick way too much and having to take chunks of time off work and like months sometimes, just not fit to be physically working with people. And I, try to stay my integrity as much as possible, but it was awful because I needed to support myself financially too, and I didn't have any backup. I don't have any family. I don't have a partner. It's just me, and I was in a good flow before the pandemic, and it just got arrested. Um, so yeah, it was pretty bad. And then also at the same time, well, right before, really, in probably 2018, I noticed the insurance companies stopped paying for covered services as much, services that I provide, and weren't paying as much, like, monetarily. It was pretty depressing. They hadn't reevaluated their fee schedules in, I don't know, since ancient times, and inflation was kicking up, payments were going down, covered services weren't being paid for. I was doing work and not getting paid for it, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't give that much of myself to that profession, and it sucks because I really cared about my clients and I'm good at what I did. But also it wasn't very creative in a lot of ways, and I really need that creativity in my life. So I want to get back into more diversity of work and, yeah, trying to find an organization that I can work with and help support in a mission and advocate, help make some changes in this world because Lord knows we need them. So yeah, anyways, like, it's reflecting on the fact that I feel like I need to explain myself in the position I'm in right now in my life and, like, rationalize why I'm making these moves. And I realized, like, I don't owe anyone an explanation. Like, literally, I have no one in my life that really cares anyways. My decisions don't really affect anyone but me and my clients, I guess, because I won't be, well, I mean, I'm still working with people in integrative health consulting, but I'm just not advertising for it. Because I was also getting a lot of clients I didn't want to work with, to be honest, when I advertised. I get clients that took a lot and took a lot from me, and where I'm at in Oregon, there's a culture of microdosing and dissociative healing processes in quotations. And I'm really all about sober healing, introspection, healing through alignment, really getting to the roots of problems and transforming through them. And you just cannot do that when you're consistently toxifying your body and cutting yourself off from source energy and letting in a lot of negative energy and a lot of codependency patterning to just be perpetuated. And it was a lot for me on the side of healing that I'm on, to be really trying to move people forward on that path, and they were just spinning their wheels in the mud of the fad of dosing. And yeah, I don't know. I have a significant, deep relationship with addiction in my family of origin and friends of mine, partners, and nothing good has ever come out of it. And say what you will about the different substances that are being used under the banner of a healing process right now, but I can't really think of one that is beneficial, to be honest, except maybe ketamine in like the 1 or 2 or 3 max doses for bipolar disorder. Microdosing anything isn't going to help your problem. A heroic dose of something to really shift your perspective, I'm all for that. But yeah, consistent use, it's just awful for your body, awful for your psyche, awful for your relationships with yourself and with others around you. And people just do not see that. And it'll be interesting because it could be the equivalent of a lobotomy. We used to do that to people too, and people thought it was fine. So yeah, I'm not into it. And it's really, really prevalent here in Oregon. Like, you don't even know who in your community is microdosing and who's not. You could be trying to carry on a conversation with somebody. You could be trying to have a professional or personal relationship with someone, and you don't find out that they've been like dosing the entire time. And that's why they aren't able to connect and associate with you in a genuine, based, grounded, healed perspective with integrity. They're not able to respond to your communications. They're not able to respond appropriately to your communications, or just respond, if at all. It's the culture right now is people are so self-focused on themselves, and trying to heal themselves, trying to find themselves. And Gandhi said the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others. And, to an extent, that is a truth. Of course, you can lose too much of yourself into the service of others. But, pendulum swings so far one way, it has to right itself eventually. And, yeah, we are doing so much self-focus that our communities are falling apart in a lot of ways. We're letting people take control of decision making that have no business controlling and making decisions for anyone, because they are heartless and lack empathy. And yeah, we need to be really uniting each other instead of dividing each other, and that is not going to happen until people are really real and sober with themselves, because the discomfort we're all experiencing right now, it has a place, it has a reason, it's for a purpose. So yeah, being in a healing profession in Oregon has been very hard for me, which is a shock to me. I thought it would be a place where I could flourish, and it has not been at all. I've been completely disillusioned by what I've been seeing, and yeah, it's pretty wild. And then I try to have conversations with colleagues and with people clients or the general public that aren't associated with me professionally about it. And people don't want to hear that either. You know, they don't want to hear that potentially they could be doing something that could be harming them or detrimental to them, because they want to believe it works. They want to find that answer, that magic pill. And, you know, natural substances are still toxins, and no magic pill is gonna work. You know, it's gotta be a concerted like conducting a concert, you know, a maestro, concerted effort with a lot of your different body systems, a lot of your mental processes, and a lot of your community. You know, we can't be so isolated. Change doesn't happen in a vacuum chamber, you know, an echo chamber. And multicolored echo chambers are not multicultural per se, you know. We need people of different backgrounds and different walks of life and different economic stations in life and different levels of empathy to come together to find common ground. You don't need to be just associating with some microdoses for 6 months and, you know, however long, ever frequency, and then eventually our body starts to unravel because our liver's so stressed from the consistent toxins, and then the orchestra starts to fall apart, and people's mental and physical bodies long term are not going to be favoring. It's not going to look positively upon what people are doing right now, I think. You know, there's been no longitudinal studies, no long-term studies about what this will do to your body and mind. So, and I've worked with people who have been shamans and have done ayahuasca a ton, have done psilocybin a ton consistently, and their spleen and their liver are totally wrecked. Totally wrecked. So, yeah, I don't want to deal with it anymore in my integrative health practice. I want to break from it. I want to be around sober people that are advocating and working towards change in the world and society. And I want to be so self-focused around people that are just not willing to hear a dissenting opinion, not willing to look outside themselves for an answer. You're not willing to align themselves for an answer. And, you know, people want a guru, people want codependent patterning. They want a savior. I don't want to be anybody's guru. I want to teach you how to sovereignly align and get onto a path of healing yourself so you don't need me. And that does not pay the bills. My success in my profession is working myself out of a job, which I have done with several clients. They're totally fine now and healed. Several, you know, and they come back and see me when they feel like they need to, but, you know, I don't want to see you every week for 5 years. I don't want to see you twice a week for 6 months. I want to see you once a week for 6 weeks. And then we see how it goes. But yeah, a lot of people want to lean on that codependency, and I can't do it anymore. Not right now. Not how things are in the world. I'm needed elsewhere. So yeah, I want to be teaching the work, not doing it so much full time, at least, you know. And it bothers me that people are so specialized nowadays that, you know, the Renaissance woman or man is just like so hard to find, and when you find them, you don't value them. People don't value diverse skill sets. People don't value, having experience in multiple career fields. It's like everybody just wants that multicolored echo chamber. People don't want experience from other professions that can be invaluable. They just don't see it. It's just crazy. The job search I've been on the past year almost has just been insane. It's like a lot of people that just are stuck in a box. It's made me realize I must be neurodivergent, and my IQ is definitely, I don't know, I think about things differently. I think about things way differently than a lot of people, it seems like. Which I've always thought about things differently, and I've always been, I've always learned differently, I've always taught differently, I've always had different perspective on things, and as I get older, it's harder to find how I can make that work for me. Especially when people are just like going further and further into like holes of specialization. So yeah, hopefully I can get some kind of role where I'm in management or program direction, because that's where my strengths lie, and that's what I enjoy. I enjoy leading people from a sober place of self-sovereign interdependence. End rant.
Okay, so if you've made it this far, thank you so much. The picture that you see on the screen here is of the White River Drainage Valley on Mount Hood, Y East, as the indigenous people call it, and that is going to be the subject of my next video that I'll release. This video was the first night of kind of a long trip, and I hadn't been on the road in a long time, but I am by no means new to the van life. I actually have a couple different camping vans, and at one time I had a vampire, which means I had vans all over the world. It's been a dream of mine since I was little, and it all came together in 2010 when I got my first Westfalia. So I will let you all into that story as it unfolded over, 15 years now, over the course of the next few episodes. I truly appreciate you listening. I am new to this vlogging thing, video logging, although I've been encouraged to do so by some friends of mine that have been pretty successful at it. So I definitely want to give a shout out to my main inspiration, which is my very dear friend Timmy of Truck House Life. If you have not checked out his channel, which you probably have because he's got a ton of subscribers, you definitely should, because he produces a lot of really quality content, and I just love him so much. He's been a good friend of mine and an inspiration in a lot of different ways for many years. That guy can manifest anything, I think. So maybe I will be so blessed as to do some collabs with him in the future. But for now, I would love any kind of input any of you guys have. So comment below. Let me know what you liked. Let me know what you didn't like. Also, take with a grain of salt that this was just sort of like a musing, rambling vlog. I was so tired the night that I recorded these clips, and definitely they will be more adventure in the future. My channel is called Alma Adventure. I also have a Instagram for Alma Adventure, and I also have an Instagram for my OG travels and ramblings about with my little tiny dog his name was Nama, and our Instagram was NK and Namaste, and that is spelled Namastai. It's a little joke because he was a beagle mix that would not stay. So a lot of my friends actually in college called him Namago. But he and I had some pretty cool adventures, and I would love to do some throwback videos of those adventures since I was not video logging. I was just having a good time living in my camping vans around the world, taking beautiful pictures and having really good times with my little dog and meeting some pretty cool people on the way. But a lot of it was also just solo, like really, really chill adventures and beautiful landscapes across the American West and Slovenia and Austria and Switzerland and Italy. So, oh, and Croatia. We had some really good times in Croatia too. So, as the winter sets in and I can do less flying with my drone, I will probably do some old throwback videos where I just compile a bunch of photos and tell you guys a cool story. I also want to plug my other YouTube station that I just started. I am an FAA 107, Part 107 licensed drone pilot, as well as a Part 61 single engine fixed wing pilot, although that is not current. I do have a couple drones that I just got this past summer, and one of the main reasons I wasn't doing a lot of vlogging is because I didn't have really good equipment, to be honest. I had a really crappy old MacBook Pro that took me forever to process anything, and I was super focused on some other projects that I'll tell you all about here in the future. But I got a new computer, I got some new equipment, got a new camera, got a couple new drones because it turns out it's really fun and I like it. And the next video I'm going to do is of the White River Valley, and I am learning my filters on the drone, but I do have some really amazing still shots, and I hope I can do some doctoring of the footage that I captured, especially this one flight. So I'm going to do some color grading in my favorite video editing program, which is DaVinci Resolve, and see if I can't get some good footage out of that for y'all. And if you would like to check that out, please plug on over to my other YouTube station, which is called Elemental Aerial Photography. And there's two Elemental Aerial Photographies. I'm the one with Elemental and Aerial smashed together with a little e to start. So find it if you can. I'll also link it below. I will leave some links below for you, including my Instagrams, that channel, and my website where you can get some of the outdoor gear that I wear that I've designed, also illustrations that I've done, and photography, some of my still and landscape photography. I'm also available to hire for any kind of photography footage or commission art projects and illustration and watercolor if you'd like that. So, yeah, those links will be below and help support the cause. I am currently looking for program management work in the nonprofit sector again, and I'm sure you'll hear about that a little bit on some of my vlogs in the next couple of videos. But yeah, I'm doing a little bit of a career change up for the time being. And this project of vlogging and getting more into media will be helping support that. And it just keeps me sane because the job market is really, really bad right now. I don't know if any of you guys are involved in that, but it appears AI is the fallback, but AI is not savvy enough to actually do a good job with hiring people. So a lot of people are out of work looking for jobs right now, and my self-employment scaled back pretty significantly over the past couple years due to various factors, which I will discuss, but at a later date. And yeah, enjoy. I hope you enjoyed this still shot of the teaser to the next video. And I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will be producing more. So yeah, let me know what you thought about it. Like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Love to see it. Thanks. Have a good one.